do what you can't. This has become the motto and inspiration for an entire generation of creatives online. And I love that. I love this idea of creating like a rebel, making stuff that you have no business being able to make, creating impossible art. But here's the thing, every time I feel inspired to create impossible art, I always run into a little bit that I like to call LPP, large project paralysis. Large project paralysis is a technical term that I totally did not just make up. And it's what I use to describe the mental state that my instant gratification brain goes into whenever I have to start a large project. See, the thing about large projects is there's a million tasks to get done. It's very easy to look at all of the tasks that need to be accomplished and be paralyzed by the amount of options and then do none of them. And as a full-time creative, this is a very real problem. Even while writing this script, I was experiencing large project paralysis. I got done with about the first paragraph, and my mind immediately just started running.
A million other people have already had the same thought, fleshed it out in more detail, and published a more polished piece of media than you could ever create. So why even put in all the work to start this project?
But here's the thing. It's not even about the finished product. We create art not for the sake of the finished product, but for the process of the creation itself. The most beneficial part of being a photographer is not posting your photos to Instagram just to get 5 likes. It's the way that capturing photos forces you to follow and understand light until eventually it changes the way that you view the physical world around you every day. The most fulfilling part of any theatrical production is not the thrill of opening night. It's the hundreds and hundreds of hours that you spend in rehearsals, honing your craft, learning about your character, and creating friendships with your fellow actors. The best thing about creating fine art is not the final product. It's about seeing your skill and creative taste improve over years of painting. Okay, I'm gonna be so for real with you guys right now. I don't know the first thing about making fine art. This is just a print I stole off the wall of an Airbnb, and this is a damn makeup brush. But you guys get the idea. We love to create not for the sake of the final product, but for the fulfillment of the process of creation. To put it another way, we're not on this earth to increase shareholder value. Sorry, we got political there for a second. So how does this actually help us with this large project paralysis? Next time you start a new project, remind yourself, we are here for the process. We're here for the exercise of creativity. Every second of this work is in itself the reward. Okay, here's the thing, that does work. Sometimes. Look, I don't know why my brain is broken like this, but truth be told, I honestly don't enjoy every single second of the long process all the time. There are times when a long, tedious edit is just not creatively fulfilling. And you know what? That's okay. So here's my second tip. Create what you can to generate the momentum to do what you can't. But like, what the hell does that even mean? It means that next time you're looking up at the unscalable wall of something massive that you want to accomplish and feeling completely overwhelmed to the point where you don't even know where to start, consider what your large project is and then come up with a smaller project in the same art form that you can come up with and complete in one single creative spurt. What does that actually look like? Let's go back to the beginning of this video. I was in the middle of writing the script and starting to feel large project paralysis set in. So what did I do? I put down the keyboard, grabbed my drone, and went out and shot some cool sunset photos. Now this is a way smaller creative endeavor, for sure, but by going through the motions of a full creative process start to finish, it helps to build up that momentum to get you back into the swing for a full large-scale project. We've all heard people say that creativity is a muscle, and that's true, but I think creativity is also a machine. It's a machine built out of systems and processes that we refine as we go through the repetition of the creative process. The more you create, the easier and more efficient you become at creating. So let's sum up this whole rambly stream of consciousness, shall we? You want to do what you can, but you're paralyzed by the scale of creating something impossible. So here's what we do. Take a breath, step away from our big project, and work on something small, easy, and fulfilling to get the momentum started again. Then, once we are back and clocked in at the Locked In Factory, we remember why we are working. Not because of the final polished result, but because the fulfillment from each stage in the process is worth all the work. Anyways, hope you guys found this at least slightly inspirational. Take this from me, not as some creative guru, just a guy trying to figure out how to stay creative, working as a full-time videographer. And these are some of the things that have helped me, but I'm definitely still working on it and still learning. So if you have your own tips, comment. All the free information is extremely valuable. Anyways, I appreciate you guys watching the whole video. Love you very much. And more importantly than anything else, please remember this. Don't drink too much caffeine. That stuff will mess you up.